Thanks guys, thanks for stopping by. Today we're just at the rear of the Pajero and we're going to cover off some really easy maintenance, and today's video is literally going to be how to change a globe at the back here. So if you've lost a brake light, an indicator light, or you've lost your reversing light here at the back, we're going to show you how to change a globe and get those sorted out. We'll show you on both sides because they're a little bit different, but it's pretty easy. And literally all you're going to need to do this job, Phillips head screwdriver. That's it, that's that easy. Go and grab one, come back and we'll get stuck in. So we're just going to show you how to change the light globes in the rear of the vehicle. We'll do the high one on the back of the door. On the inside of each of these, you're literally just going to have two screws. So just going to back those screws out. This really is a simple job, but this is more for the people that don't know how to do it and want to knock it off themselves. Literally a couple of minute job. You can probably change all of them in a couple of minutes. Two screws, don't lose them. Take them aside. From that point, it is literally just a case of grabbing the lens itself and pulling backwards. You can, if you want to, just let that hang like that. Then on the back of that unit, you're going to see it's going to correlate with the lenses here. The lowest one's your brake and tail light. Then you've got your reversing light, then your indicator. Now if you turn that back over, you'll see you've got globes for each there as well. So brake and tail, that's your reverse. Top one is your indicator. These are just a twist affair and then pull out. As far as removing the globes, they are all the same. They are all a T20. Hold the mount itself and just give them a wiggle and pull. These are just a T20 and that's exactly what they look like. Your reverse light and your indicator are going to be a single element, so they are going to just have a single filament in there. For reseating them, no particular way, just grab them, push them in till you hear them click, drop this in, just give it a bit of a wiggle till it drops in, and then just rotate and lock. Piece of cake. I've got some extra wires running off here. You'll see I've jumped into my reverse lights here. Now that's what I've actually got triggering a relay to power my other reverse lights that I've put on here. I need to redo those, so we'll do a video of that a little later on. This one's for your reverse light. Now you'll see in here, I've actually got a large LED globe. This is an LED replacement that I put in just to the reversing lights. I did actually try the T20 in the brake and park lights as well. Was unsuccessful. Now these are the same unit, but for some reason both of these failed in the brake tail light. They're both working in the reversing lights, but I think it's only a matter of time. And what you'll see is they do this. They just break away from the unit. Literally just got the wire hanging on to the, I guess, the LED unit itself, and then that was flickering and doing all sorts of weird stuff, and everybody's complaining to me saying, mate, your brake lights are shit, you need to get them sorted. So I've actually gone back to just the standard T20 globe. This is one that I've taken out. If you've never changed globes before, this is really something you should be able to do yourself, and we're showing you how to do that today. But you can see that one is discolored. You can see that's all, I guess, grey on the inside. That's typically what a broken globe will look like. Obviously you'll know that it's not working because it's not coming on. If you take it out, or if you're just going over your globes, have a look at them, and if you see one that's black on the inside or a bit greyed, you know that's buggered, that needs to go. So throw that with that stupid LED thing. I put this back into the reversing lights because that's been working pretty well for me so far, but I'm not expecting that to live too much longer. Same as replacing these, just the blade, put it onto the holder, push it in. They are a bit of a fiddle to get them to go back in because they're a little bit longer, but they do fit. Once you get them dropped in there, same sort of thing, push, turn and lock. And it actually tells you how to lock it on the back there. For the brake light, we're not going to pull that out because I've got a spare globe here. Because I did go and buy some of these, we've actually got these. But for those that don't know, a brake light and tail light, which is your red light, has two elements in there. You've got one element up the top and another one sort of a little bit lower. Now the reason you've got two elements in there, or two filaments in there, is because this one's a dual brightness. So it's one brightness when you're just driving along and you've just got your normal parkers on. When you put your foot on the brake, that other filament is going to light up, which is going to make that bulb that much brighter, which is why when you're driving behind somebody, you'll see their parkers are on, put their foot on the brake, that lights up even brighter. So that's why there's dual filament in that. So if you're buying for your Pajero and you need brake lights or parkers, they're the red ones at the back, then you need the twin filament one. They are a 12 volt 21/5 watt T20 mil, it says there, which is just commonly known as a T20. So that's what you want. You want that in the dual filament. Make sure you get the dual filament, otherwise it's not going to work. Now when you're refitting, you will notice there are a couple of holes here. So it is a case of just lining up these two pins, dropping them in there, just give it a bit of a push, she'll lock back on. Just take your screws, slap them back in. So as you can see, it's literally a 2-minute job. If you've got the globe, something you can do on the side of the road, something you can do at the shop if you needed to. Now there is a little bit more of a technique to the one here on the right, but it's still pretty easy. Open the rear door and you can get to those screws on the inside here, top and bottom screw. Just back them out. You're not going to be able to take that plastic out while you've got the door open. From that point, just close your door up. You don't need to lock it. Just swing it shut like that and come around to that rear lens. And what you'll notice, if you pull it back, and then it'll just slip out, and you'll notice this piece will come out from underneath the door. You can't actually do that while you've got the door open. From there, it's exactly the same. You've just got your twist and pull as far as pulling your globes out. That one's a little bit dusty. Probably use a bit of a blowout actually. Anyway, so twist and lock that back in. Now as far as putting it back in, just slide it inside the door first. You've also got those pins at the rear here that you just need to line up and push in, and that'll sit there. Go and open your door. Just a case of putting those screws back in. Sometimes you may just need to reach in and just push back on that lens just to get those holes to line up. Once you do, piece of cake, and there we go. Now in relation to the Highline light, or the light that's at the top of the door, it's really easy. Got a plastic piece here. You can grab a screwdriver if you need to, but mine's been on and off a number of times, so it just pulls off like that. Just reach in and unclip these. These are a T10, which is that globe there. To give you an idea, compared to the T20 that's actually in the doors, so it is a little bit smaller. T10s are a lot more common and a lot cheaper than your T20. Now the T20 for 2 of those was about 13 bucks at Super Cheap. So these aren't the cheapest globes. Now the T10s, they're a bit more reasonably priced. Now as far as fitment for these ones up the Highline, same as the ones on the door, they're just a press fit. Now when you're refitting these, just a case of pushing in and twisting again. There you go, and you'll hear it clip in. And when you're done, on the back of that, just a couple of little clips. Push them up, pop her on, job's a good one. Now while we're here opening this rear door, again, something people may not be aware of, when you open this door, if you go down to the bottom and you look at the strut that's actually holding the door open, you'll see it's labelled as push. If you push that, that'll actually lock that strut, and that door won't shut on itself. So if you're inside, you want to lock that open just for safety reasons, then you can lock that door and it can't come shut on you. Now if you want to close it back up, just lean on the door a little bit and pull that towards you. Hear it sort of click, and you'll see you'll end up with a bit of a space in here between the lock and the strut itself, and with it in that position, the door will now close. Okay, when you open the door, open her up, just push, that'll lock it in. To let it go, now if you just pull on it, you can get it to work, but generally as a rule, just give the door a little bit of a push, take the weight off it, pull that latch forward, away you go. Right, now while we're here, if you're also interested, I've done a LED swap on the lights at the front for the headlights. This is an NT model, so it has a projector lens for the low beam, and that's made all the difference. I'll put a link to that video up the top there, and you can go and have a look at that if you're interested. This is all basic sort of maintenance stuff that we're doing for the Pajero, but if you're interested in doing other stuff, like as you can see, the big antenna I've put on the back here, we've installed a bull bar, done the bash plates, we've done the rock sliders, a whole bunch of stuff, diff breathers. So if you're interested in any of that, some of that will pop up in the top right hand corner, or I'll have a playlist of all the Pajero stuff that I've put together there as well. So if you're interested in any of that, having a bit more of a go at, I guess, something that's a little bit more challenging, and you want to upgrade your Pajero and do a few things like that, plenty there for you on the channel. Just go and grab yourself a screwdriver, get stuck in, follow the instructions, you can't go wrong. So no reason for you not to do that. Don't take it to the shop, don't go to Kmart, don't take it to the mechanics and get them to change our globes. Chances are they're probably going to do it for free and just change it for the globes, but they're probably going to put some top-notch globe in there and charge you a few extra bucks. So not much in this world is for free, but if you change it, it can be pretty close to it. Cheers guys, we'll catch you on the next one. And avoid this rubbish, don't get these, just saying. I'll stay back from the mud chucker.
Have you had to straddle that rut yet?
Andrew, just trying to get up now. Let me move back, mate. Right up, mate. You're good.
I said it. The road's back to fairly normal.
There, dude, I had to come around the other one. I couldn't get through where you went.
Okay, anybody coming up this way?
No one between you and me, no. We're coming through, but I'm coming through now.
Okay. I've just stopped